Hello, my name is Amanda Wong and I'm one of AYO's Media and Communication Fellows from this year. Today I have the wonderful pleasure of being joined by Abigail Lui, who is a violinist and composer extraordinaire. Abby, would you like to say a little bit about the work you've been doing?
So last year I had the privilege of being Queensland Chamber Orchestra's emerging composer in residence and doing some work with them, and then really exciting to be put forward for a Queensland Music Award in the contemporary classical category for that piece, Memory in the Distant Hills. And then just a couple of days ago, finding out that I'd made the list of Herald Sun's most influential Queenslanders in arts and entertainment is kind of, very exciting for someone kind of walking out of university and being able to continue to do things in the arts.
You've participated in AYO's, a few programs actually. So you did the violin, you did violin with their National Music Care program.
Yep.
And composition the next year, so 2024, and then Momentum Leaders in 2025.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience with them, and then perhaps a little double header? How has that sort of helped you hone that sort of storytelling? Because that seems to be a focus that, you explore a lot in your music.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've really felt like my involvement with AYO has come at a really pivotal point in time for me, as an arts person. And I really love the breadth of programs. I was originally encouraged to apply for the violin one through my violin teacher at the time, while I was studying in university and doing both, violin and composition. And so, starting out in that program and then also coming back to NMC the next year, from a different perspective, as a composer, I think that it was really cool to have those two sides of it, because then for me as a writer, yes, there's a storytelling aspect, but I think that I also think quite carefully about what my music feels like to play or sing, as a musician, bringing that to life. So I think that, it was really cool to have those experiences through NMC and then also through Momentum Leaders, which I was involved with last year, and I'm really looking forward to also being involved with this year. It was really cool to see, because last year it was a flagship, it was a not flagship, pilot program, as in the first time that they've done that, and it was really cool to kind of have art skills development for artists who are going to be working in a cross-disciplinary manner. And so it was great to be yes, you can come into this space as a performer and as a composer, and we see that you're doing that work. And I really appreciated AYO seeing that was what I wanted to do with my music making, and then resourcing me with the skills and opportunities to be able to do that, through, in ways such as connecting us with industry professionals who are involved in doing the sort of things I'd love to do. And then also, the practical side of things, how do you get a project off the ground? How do you apply for grants? How do you make yourself sustainable as an artist? How do you work in a cross-disciplinary manner with people across the arts and then beyond the arts as well to, make cool things and make things for the good and the nourishment of people in Australia and beyond, was, it was really been a very, very big part of my music journey. And I'm grateful for all the ways it has given me practical skills as a musician as well, alongside, our university conservatory training. So, yeah.
And it's amazing that, AYO provided that support as well.
Absolutely.
Because I feel this isn't something that's, explored as much in our education sometimes.
Yes.
In the arts. Can you tell me a little bit more about that experience in that pilot program? Because it was the first of its kind.
Yes.
And you collaborated, with actors from NIDA?
We did, yeah. So it was a project so we had 9 participants in total, 7 from AYO and then 2 from NIDA. And so we were working, so there were 6 of the other AYO participants were also instrumentalists, and then Paul Nicolau was was the composer who I was also working with. So we were working alongside each other as composer performers. And then we had two colleagues from NIDA, Lily and Sadiq, And it was really lovely. So Sudeep is a director and Lily is a writer and dramaturg. And so it was really cool. And we were basically tasked with like, let's know each other as artists and let's develop a new theatrical work that responds to a social issue. And we had 2 weeks in total in person to do that, and a 6-month period where we were working online, like remotely. And that was really cool because you kind of get like a holistic perspective of like, yes, like the brainstorming and the creativity, and like for me as a composer, like the writing of it and then like the performing. But then you also have things like, okay, how do you manage a team, and how do you like, like make those kind of decisions and work with deadlines, and how do you like put together a budget, and how do you, all of those kind of things that kind of come along with the process of making a large scale project from a remote perspective. So that was kind of what that looked like. And it will be similar, but also different with like a smaller group this year as well. That also incorporates the circus art performer, which I'm really looking forward to seeing now, because there's a movement aspect. But that was cool for me to see how people in other areas of the arts engage with their practice, and like the exercises they use, and like the way they understand like sound and space is like different for us. Like, as classical musicians, it was really cool because there are things we do, like we might walk on stage and not necessarily consider that like the performance has started. Do you know what I mean? Where like I'm going to perform the music TM, but like versus thinking there's so much information just in like the presence to start with, and like engaging with practice in that way. So I feel like I learned a lot about like arts from a different angle too. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing as well. Coming out of that, getting that knowledge from this collaboration and that experience, how was that sort of, shaped or perhaps impacted your own writing?
Yeah. I really appreciated like as a creative, like the emphasis on like a healthy way to view like self-criticism, in the sense that like you can kind of like there's a wonderful curiosity that I was grateful to like partake in, like with the people, like in terms of people working in a drama or directing space, in terms of how they think about like physicality and like movement and freedom, like in terms of how you like work as a creative. Like there's really wonderful things about classical music in the sense that like, the rigor and the love for tradition, and like, an attention to detail. But then sometimes that can be less helpful in terms of like thinking about new stories to tell, or thinking about like, having, new ways to present music for different audiences. I think that, it's definitely given me more food for thought, and being like, yeah, I get so much out of collaborations as something that I'd love to keep doing as an artist. So yeah.
Oh, that sounds like it's been quite a good, nourishing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, definitely.
For your creative practice, for sure. And you mentioned as well that you'll be taking part in Momentum Leaders again in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Quite soon. What are you most excited for? What are you most looking forward to?
Ooh. I mean, I'm really just looking forward to like, again, like collaborating again, like, with different people, like people working in different disciplines. Like, again, as I mentioned, a colleague working in circus arts means that there will be movement, and then I think another person, and then we have a director on the team. So movement and like stage setup will, I think, be part of the project right from the beginning. And I think the dynamic will be interesting in terms of there being, I think there's 3 instrumentalists, me as a composer, and then 2 people working more in a drama space. And so I think that will be interesting then to see like how we're all involved in making this, and how that will bring the project into exciting new directions as well.